broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
A nice crowd filing into a place they call Rebel Yard. Welcome in as we greet you from North Richland Hills as Champion Sports Radio, in conjunction with CSR TV, presents Carroll Dragon Baseball for the 2015 season. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Pete Nielsen, Brad Denton, bidding you a very pleasant good evening. Carroll into tonight's ball game with 11 wins and 2 losses. However, the Dragons at 0-2 in district play, and Pete Nielsen for homestanding Richland, while the Rebels at 8 wins, 6 losses, and a tournament tie overall. Richland off to a sizzling start in District 7 5A.
Thanks, Brad. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into CSR TV, and we're happy to be here over at Rebel Yard and out in the elements. As you can say, Brad, you can hear the wind blowing, but you're right. This is a Richland team 4-0 in district play, but let's be quite honest. 4-0 against probably some of the teams that aren't expected to do well in this district. So tonight, their first test, but a lot of excitement around the ball yard here at Richland.
The Richland wins, by the way, to open District 7 5A play, sweeping the Haltom Buffaloes, who are, by the way, 1-11 overall in the first week of play, and last week had their way in a 2-game sweep over the Bell Blue Raiders, and LD Bell overall at 7 wins and 8 losses. You look up at the top of District 7 5A, and there's some company up there with the Richland Rebels.
A team that you don't expect to see up at the top. The Trinity Trojans at 4-0. Capel, of course, 4-0, coming off of the 2-game sweep over the Dragons last week. And this Richland bunch at 0-2, and then you got Carroll at 0-2, Heritage 0-2, LD Bell at 0-4, and Haltom at 0-4. And if you look at the overall records of the teams down on the bottom, Heritage is only 4-10 BD, LD Bell 7-8, and Haltom 1-11. So this thing's going to even out here as we get going. But right now, maybe some turn heads with seeing Trinity and Richland on the top of this district.
Peter, our first trip over here to the place they call Rebel Yard, and a very nice baseball facility. We are out in the elements, so you'll have to put up with perhaps a bit of wind noise, but they've won some baseball games here in the past. 26 wins and 11 losses a year ago, defeated in the second round of the playoffs, eliminated there. But they've got a winning tradition under now 8th year head coach Chuck Wells, the Fort Worth product, the graduate of Fort Worth Castleberry High School, who has won 132 games here with the Rebels.
BD, tonight's pregame show is brought to you by our friends at Meet You Anywhere Barbecue. Go to Meet You Anywhere Barbecue in Grapevine for the best barbecue in North Texas. Online, meetyouanywhere.com. That's meet, M-E-A-T, the letter U, anywhere.com. And I really need them one day to deliver wherever we are. I don't think they're going to come to Richland, but one day we're going over there to eat some food.
Peter, the other side of that coaching coin for the Carroll Dragons, the veteran in Larry Hughes, 19th year skipper. This game number 656 at Carroll for Coach Hughes. And by the way, he has won 454 while losing 201 ball games. Also a local guy, a graduate of Irving MacArthur High School. Let's take a look at the lineup card for the visitors, the Carroll Dragons. Leading off, and this got you to raise an eyebrow, where's number 9 playing center field tonight and his first start of 2015. He's special. His name's Eric Cole.
It's good to see Eric back in the lineup. As we talked about a couple weeks ago, Brad, in one of our other games, Eric Cole was the best player on the field last year in that playoff series against the Flower Mound Jaguars, who eventually went on to win the state championship. Great to see him back. Great to see him at the top of the lineup. Great to see him out in center field.
It'll only be Eric's second at bat. His initial at bat was Friday night, an intentional walk in the 3-2 loss at Coppell.
And you could see the frustration when that happened.
Batting second for the Dragons in left field tonight is Zach Farrar. Ross Cadena bats third. The sophomore plays right field. Cleanup hitting catcher is Nick Motley. Motley with 5 home runs, now 20 RBIs on the year and a .471 average. Hudson Sanchez, the junior shortstop, will bat 5-hole. He wears number 3. Casey Combs, designated hitter at the 6th spot in Larry Hughes lineup card. He will hit for starting pitcher Matt Cantorino. Drew Davis bats 7th, plays second base. Playing first base and batting 8th is Anthony Martin. And the third baseman tonight for the Carroll Dragons is senior Kevin Kramer. He's the man at the bottom of the lineup card. Now, Carroll will face a pretty good pitcher with a good size, 6'2", 185-pound Mason Lemming of Richland. 2 wins, 1 loss on the year. And Lemming with an ERA of 1.70, a basketball player, so didn't get to start baseball until it was on a bit of a tardy basis.
And we'll go through this lineup, Brad. Get a little bit of a late start here, so why don't we introduce the starting lineup for this Richland team? 8-6-1 over and all, 4-0 in District 7 6A. Kent Clark is the leadoff hitter, center fielder. Number 24, batting second, the second baseman is Braden Cook. Batting third, playing first base, number 15, Ricky Perez. The cleanup hitter and playing third base, junior Julian Flores. Over at first base, hitting in the 5-hole, number 11, J.J. Avaught, the first baseman. Hitting 6th and playing left field, number 1, Jordan Wiley. Wiley, left field. Catching, a junior, Lucas Polanco. Polanco catching for Richland, batting 8th. Batting 8th and playing the designated hitter, that's Evan Love, number 2, Brad. And rounding off the lineup is the shortstop, senior number 16, Colton Adams. And on the mound for the Rebels is a young man by the name of Mason Lemming.
Again, 2 wins, 1 loss. Hey, the asterisk beside the leadoff hitter for this Rebel ball club, playing center field in Trent Clark. He's only hitting a sizzling .528 with 13 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run, 18 RBIs. And this is a kiddo who earned All-State honors a year ago as a junior when he had 10 home runs and hit .463 overall. The Carroll Dragons will open with Matt Cantorino on the mound. Matt, 3 wins, 1 loss overall, an ERA of 1.90. 18 and a third innings pitch, has given up 10 hits, 8 runs, 5 of those earned, walking 5 while striking out 33. Cantorino wears number 20 and gets the start tonight for the Carroll Dragons. We go to break here. Invite you to stay tuned. First pitch, send it your way after the timeout on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Along with Pete Nielsen, Brad Denton, welcome in. Pre-game festivities continue from the home of the Richland Rebels, Rebel Yard, they call it, in North Richland Hills. A good-looking District 7 5A matchup tonight against front-running Richland. Again, the Rebels at 4-0 in league competition, and Carroll trying to crawl out of that early grave as they were swept last week by the Coppell Cowboys. Their first 2 losses of the year. A week ago, 7-3. The Dragons lost at home, and on Friday night, airtight, Coppell got the win at the Cowboys' place by a final count of 3-2.
Well, that's a good Coppell baseball team. So, if they played 6 times, you may go 3-3. But Capel off to a great start, and young baseball team under Coach Clark over there turning some heads in the state rankings as well.
Speaking of a very young baseball team, I kind of took a look at what Richland's rolling out there, and I think I counted 7 juniors and 3 seniors if you include the designated hitter. They also a very young baseball team, and again, they are paced by their senior center fielder in Trent Clark. Weather-wise, Pete, we thought we might be dodging raindrops tonight, but while we've got a light canopy of cloud cover, nothing wet in the forecast.
Well, it's a good thing because we're out here in the elements, and it's kind of fun working the game out in the stands with the folks, but nothing would be a bigger disaster right now is if it was starting to rain. There would be electricity issues, let's just put it that way. So just glad to be here. Nice complex here, Brad. A little bit small dimensionally here, this ballpark. Down the line, left field, only 304 yards in the power alley, 350. Straightaway center field, only 362. The right center field alley, 304 and 306 down the right field line. So not symmetrical, but pretty darn close.
The breeze we have will be into the hitter. It'll be a tough place to launch one out, even though, as you mentioned, the dimension is not too deep. And I'll make you wish that fence out in right field towards center where it tapers down is at least 12 feet high.
And you got to do that, Brad, when you got a short porch in right field. But the porch in left field out there by the scoreboard, that's in play. I got to tell you, even with the wind.
To dress the ball clubs, Carroll being introduced right now and lining up on the third base side. That's starting 9 along with pitcher Matt Cantorino being introduced. And dress the Dragons tonight in the road grays, top over trouser. The green socks showing the stirrups, as you see, and the gray road cap. Meanwhile, Richland comes out, and what would you call that, Peter, a dirty white?
I'm telling you, that's almost a little bit of a banana look. I kind of like it. It'll get your attention, an off-white, almost yellow look. But then, Brad, I think it's the new trend, and I know you're happy about it, both teams.
Everybody's
with
showing
the
their stirrups.
I know you're happy with that. So, again, a big shout-out to our friends over at the barbecue place, the great barbecue place in Grapevine for the pregame show. We love those folks. They really are a great help to us here at Meet. I'm talking about, of course, Meet You Barbecue, Meet You Anywhere Barbecue.
It's in Grapevine.
In Grapevine. Again, find them on the web. That's MEAT, the letter U, anywhere.com.
Peter, with the tradition as South Lake Carroll's baseball program does, you figured they would travel very well, and indeed a loyal legion of Dragon fans have joined us here in the bleachers on the third base side.
Kind of fun. We're out here with them, too, so got to be careful what we
Watch
say.
yourself.
Watch what you say tonight, that's for sure. So, actually, it's a lot of fun to be out here, and if the weather stays the way it is, it'd be a perfect night for baseball.
Of course, the way things are unfolding format-wise in District 7-5A, it is a 2-game series each week against the opponent that week, so Carroll will welcome in these Richland Rebels with open arms to Dragon Field on Friday night to conclude the 2-game series. And every week somebody has a bye. This week it is the Coppell Cowboys who are idle not only tonight but also on Friday night under head coach Kendall Clark. So that it's just the way it is, and I don't know if Kendall Clark thought about scheduling a non-district game or something, but didn't see anything pop up on the slate.
I would bet they're playing Saturday. I bet you found a game on Saturday, but and that's kind of a situation if you're Coach Clark. Are you upset about that? Your team's going so well. Now you have a week to think about how well you're going, so it'll be interesting to see. By the way, Coppell Cowboy Baseball, Coppell now going to be part of the CSR lineup all games.
Well,
They're
nice.
going to travel with them. They're here next Tuesday, so a big week for Richland. We'll find something out about this Richland Rebel baseball team. This week it's Carroll. Next week it's Coppell.
I don't think there's any question. Recall, Carroll had the bye the first 2 dates in 7-5A a week before last. So as folks around here remove hats and cover hearts, we'll take a break during the playing of our national anthem. You're on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Well, while we were away, we had the playing of the national anthem, and Pete Nielsen, was it you that said when I was a kid I really did think the last two words were play ball?
Brad Denton, let's get it on. We're a little late starting here tonight and kind of messed up our open, but hey, that's okay.
Got an alumni here of Richland High School, a catcher way back in 1980, going to be featured with the throwing out of the first pitch, and always pleased to see the alumni back in support of their former high school program. Richland High School's been around a while, opened over 50 years ago in 1961. And they have had some success. I lost a little bit of the arm as he bounces it in one time. And now one Mason Lemming will take the tune-up tosses before he'll face Carroll's leadoff switch-hitting center fielder in Eric Cole.
Defensively, Brad for the Richland Rebels. Jordan Wiley's in left. Trent Clark is in center. Ricky Perez in right. Third baseman is Julian Flores. Colton Adams will play shortstop. Ryan Cook will be the second baseman. J.J. Vaught's the first baseman. And Lucas Polanco behind the plate for the right-hander, Mason Lemming.
Mr. Mason Lemming, in talking to his head coach Chuck Wells, he said he's not going to blow it by a whole lot of people, but he is effective, and he does throw strikes, and he works with a really good pace, and when he's locating the ball well, he can be tough. We'll see how he does tonight.
I like the part about pace.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, we do like that. Very nice. Lights starting to flash on a little bit. They'll take hold here momentarily. Again, we are looking due west, and we are very grateful for cloud cover at the moment. Otherwise, we'd be looking for the eye black or the sunglasses.
Cole, Farrar, Candina, Motley, Sanchez, Combs, Davis, Martin, Kramer for the Dragons.
Have we nodded our head in appreciation to our cameraman, Mr. Trent Landry, yet this evening?
Well, we had some, let's just say, some challenges getting set up for where we are today, and I'm not sure we'd be where we are with Trent. We are up in the perch in the bleachers, and climbing the bleachers sometime with all this equipment's not the easiest thing to do, and finding a bad extension cord was a team effort, but we're ready to go, and here's your first pitch. And, Brad, let me do it for you.
Yes, sir.
Play
Please
ball.
do it. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And Carroll fans, pleased to hear me say Eric Cole to lead it off, the switch-hitting center fielder from the left side against the right-hander Lemming. First pitch is in for a called strike one.
Good to see Eric Cole back out there, and it's just got to be a boost of confidence for this team that might be a little bit down on themselves after last week.
Lemming fires, just misses inside. Cole, addled with a wrist injury, had surgery in the fall, tried to come back, aggravated it a bit. It delayed his debut.
Maybe came
in
back
2015.
a little bit too soon. Kick saved by our umpire on that ball. A little down.
2 balls and a strike to Eric Cole. He'll be followed by Zach Farrar. Again, Eric has not yet had an official at bat. There's called strike 2 on the outside corner.
You see how selective Eric Cole is being, and that's what you need in a leadoff hitter. And see how he does.
2-2 pitch, swinging and into and very quickly out of the glove of the catcher Polanco, staying alive there. We're pleased to say Eric Cole leading off. I can promise you one who's even more happy is the guy standing in that left-hand batter's box.
Yeah, Zach Ferrer, who was doing the job, and did a really nice job as well. So but maybe more comfortable, and you see that Hud Sanchez has moved down to the 5-hole.
On the ground, left side, shortstop fields and fires, and Cole is retired. Colton Adams gloved it cleanly and fired a bullet strike across to first baseman J.J. Vaught.
Tonight's broadcast of Carroll Dragon Baseball and Champion Sports Radio is brought to you in part by the Jeff Irwin State Farm Insurance Agency. For your insurance needs, call Jeff at 817-251-8900 or visit jeffirwin.com. Also brought the Heineman family, Bradley. Baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical, and you want to talk about right there about 90% mental. It's a ball down the third base line, and base runner for the Dragons.
Zach Farrar is the guy picking on the first pitch and slapped it the other way, and it couldn't be handled by third baseman Julian Flores. And I'm going to go E5 in my scorebook.
No marking up on the scoreboard as of yet, but I'm going to agree with you, Brad.
That will bring up number 3 man on the Dragon lineup card, sophomore right fielder Ross Cadena. That one's wide. Farrar hitting .464, reaches on the air, and now here's Cadena hitting .359.
Brad, one thing we should mention, and see if we can get Trent to scan that, the foul areas. Lots of room down the lines here for wild throws, both behind first and third base.
Breaking ball, it's there. A ball and a strike to Cadena.
I mean, it's almost like the Oakland Coliseum with the room. It's huge.
Leeming from the stretch, and that hit him on the left forearm.
Brad, it must be a good game. Hal Wasson's in the building. Head football coach of the Carroll Dragons, of course.
Cadena reaches on the hit by pitch. That follows the error on the third baseman, so a couple of freebies here. And the Dragons have a pair aboard. Farrar at second, Cadena at first, and here's the RBI leader with 20 driven in, Nick Motley.
And this is exactly what you need to happen if you're a Dragon, because, maybe like we talked about, a little bit down early. Got to take advantage of this right now.
Leeming with a good eye watches the bender a little wide, and it's 1-0. Hudson Sanchez will be next. Kicking, dealing in the dirt. Polanco knocks it down, but has to chase it, and advancing. Farrar to third, Cadena to second base.
That's heads-up base running by both of those young men. That ball didn't get too far away from Polanco, but a good job of Farrar, who read it right away and got a great jump, and a good job of following behind by Cadena.
And Motley way up in the count. Swinging, driving. That's in
trouble.
right center field. The center fielder runs it down. That's Clark, the left-hander, but tagging and scoring from third is Zach Farrar. 1-0. Carroll the lead on the line smash RBI off of the bat of Nick Motley.
BD, that ball was pounded, and the wind is going to definitely be a factor tonight, because that ball was pounded and it just got knocked down by the wind. Nice job by Trent Clark. Now you know why people are talking about him. Boy, he got a great jump on that ball.
Leeming will start Hudson Sanchez off with a fastball that catches the outside corner. That's Cadena. Ross Cadena still stationed at second base for the Dragons. In the dirt, gets away one more time, and Cadena will get a head-first slide into third base with no throw.
Yeah, good job that time of Polanco keeping it in front, but not able to control it after he does that, BD. And now run over there in scoring position, second wild pitch of the inning. Runner in scoring position with 2 out for the Dragons.
Sanchez sitting at a count, a ball and a strike. The pitch to Hudson. That's down low and very nicely done by Polanco behind the plate. Leeming having some control difficulties here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, that's a run. If he doesn't do that, that's a good job by Polanco. Got away, but not far enough for Cadena to take that out chance and get the last out of the inning here at home plate.
Carroll up 1-0. An unearned run hit on the ground, left side. The shortstop gloves, fires, and Carroll is retired. That's Adams to Vaught. Second time this inning we've seen that combination, but Carroll scores first in the top of the first, and it is a new count from Rebel Yard. Southlake Carroll 1, and the Richland Rebels coming to bat.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Bottom half of the first inning here at Rebel Field. This inning brought to you by Outcourt Marketing. Thank you to Ben Allen and the Allen family. To find out more, visit outcourtmarketing.com. BD?
The Carroll starter is one Matthew Catrino. And he's had a great year. 3 wins, 1 loss. That lone loss was tagged on him a week ago when he got the start at home and gave up too many runs to Coppell early, and Carroll tried to scratch back late, but ended up on the short end of a 7-3 final. Canarino, 3 wins, 1 loss, 1.90. The ERA in 18 and a third innings pitched. While he's only walked 5, he has struck out a healthy 33 batters.
Yeah, he'll have his hands full here, Brad, with the leadoff hitter. Talk about Trent Clark and the attention this young man's getting. When our Trent and I got here at around 5:15, there was a reporter from the Fox Sports group out there interviewing Trent. So lots of eyes, lots of people watching this young man and well-being, because what a great start he's had this year.
Senior, 215, just turns on the first pitch from Canarino and drives a 2-hopper straight back through the box, and a game-opening base hit for Trent Clark, who into that at bat. Well, the average was 528, now north of 530, maybe pushing 540.
Maybe the key with Trent Clark is not throwing near the plate. Wow, that was close, and he just took it right back where it came from, like he's been taught, I'm sure. And leadoff base runner now on base for the Rebels.
Braden Cook, the little second sacker, stands in, and he is a minute one at 5'7", 163 pounds.
Clark had a huge lead over there at first base. Brad, good job by Canarino checking him.
You know he can run, advertised as one of those 5-tool guys, Trent Clark.
And if we know, you want to bet the Dragons know and Canarino knows, and 2 throws over now to try to keep him close.
Canarino delivers. Clark bunts third base line. That's going to be tough, and Clark will reach on an infield base hit, and Trent Clark Cook will reach on the hit. It's Clark moving from corner to corner. He's on third base.
Kramer came in on did a good job of charging it, but the ball was down. The throw to first base down. First baseman Martin did a great job of keeping it in front. Trent Clark never stopped. He just kept going, and he's standing on third base now. First and third, nobody out.
The angular right fielder is Ricky Perez. Sticks him from the left side. Carroll's lead 1-0, but nobody out and 2 men on, bottom of 1. Canarino brings it in, hit on the ground to the shortstop, fielded by Hudson Sanchez, goes to second. That's the only play, and stepping on the pay station in the process is Clark.
Well, just like that, first ball swinging, Perez drills one, not hit hard enough to turn 2. Nice job by Hudson Sanchez over to Drew Davis to get the lead out for the first inning. First out of the inning, but Richland on the scoreboard, new ball game, 1-1.
Julian Flores. His error was the Dragon run that scored in the top of the first. He has opportunity to make up for it here. Hitting .386 on the year. Canarino drills in the fastball. Nick Motley, the balance of the Dragon battery. Senior receiver.
PD need that same ground ball here to get the double play and get out of the inning.
Flores, third sacker for the Rebels. Throwing over and Ricky Perez dives back safely.
BD, I'm confirming what you said in pregame. 7 junior starters for Coach Wells, and no wonder he's so upbeat. We a lot of help from him getting set up tonight. We thank him for his help so we could get this broadcast on the air for you.
Flores tries to throw a little surprise party, a drag bunt, but he goes foul back into the screen. Julian Flores, one of those underclassmen, a junior, 5'10", 215-pound third baseman.
Up the middle in double play depth here, trying to see if you get a ground ball from Flores. The outfield a little shallow for your cleanup hitter.
One out, one across. Cantorino misses wide. DeFlores, wind whipping around pretty good.
As long as there's no wet.
Thought it may lay down when we got dark, but not yet. Cantorino curveball and left that one wide with Ricky Perez at first base. One run across, ball game tied, one aside.
Just getting started here at Rebel Field. What a night. Really like this place. It's got a good feel.
2-2 the count. Now 3-2 and blocking it's Motley, but no throw, and hustling down to second base is Ricky Perez.
Well, there goes the double play chance. Nice job that time by Motley, keeping it in front because, again, a lot of room behind the plate down the lines here, and you never know with the runner going. He could have maybe taken that turn and tried to take third.
Not much gets by Nick Motley, but he couldn't keep that one right in front of him. And Perez advances. 3-2 the count to Julian Flores. At least we're surrounded by friends. They're all dressed in green.
Yep.
Here in support of their Carroll Dragons.
Looking for something good to happen.
Count is full to Flores. Cantorino delivers. Swinging, missing. Big strikeout right there for Matthew Cantorino. Out number 2 of the inning.
Brad, that pitch was down in a great spot. Down and in, and nothing Flores could have done with that one. If he does make contact, it's going to be a weak ground ball somewhere. Nice job. Good pitch, 2 out.
J.J. Vaught, pair of ones on the jersey, plays first base. Hitting .256 on the year, 6'4", and 215 pounds. Vaught comes over the top, knee high, outside corner, strike one.
Dick Cantorino's found the spot there, down and in, that home plate umpire seems to like and pound that spot.
2 base hits in the inning. One through the box and one a bunt single by Braden Cook. Good pitch and good patience laying off by Vaught.
What we've impressed with Andrew Cantorino all spring, Brad, is the pace and how he spots his spots his pitches. Struggling a little bit early tonight, but great strikeout in the last batter.
1-1 the count, leaves it upstairs. 2 balls and a strike to the 5th hitter of the inning. And J.J. Vaught, Rebel first baseman. Should he reach, that's a left-hander in the on-deck circle. Jordan Wiley loosening. Cantorino patient from the stretch, now delivers. That's that pitch on the corner and on the knee, but it's called strike 2.
Working inside and outside. Now the batter, Vaught's not quite sure what might be coming. Big wide stance by the angular J.J. Vaught, and that takes up the whole batter's box.
It's a 2-2 count. Cantorino trying to wiggle off this first inning hook. Curveball, and that's exactly what he does, recording a successive strikeouts to close out the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Tied at 1 aside through 1 inning of play at Richland's Rebel Yard on CSR TV.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Dragon designated hitter Casey Combs will lead off the top of the second inning. He'll look at ball one high from Leeming and rip one the other way foul right side, and 0-2. Kind of fun to break in a new spot. Rebel Yard, we haven't had the pleasure, but here we are this evening. Now, we do know what football facility they have here in the Birdville ISD, and it is super fine.
It's a beauty. It is a beauty.
The pitch to Combs, that's at the letters, and a called strike two.
BD, when we get a chance after this at-bat, we get some more sponsors of South Lake Dragon Baseball we need to start and thank for all their help all year. And Brad, without them, we're not here. So a big
heartfelt thanks to
all
of those, and you've got a roster full of them.
I'll keep you busy. Well, make sure you pay attention as well.
Combs hitting .367 on the ground to the shortstop. Adams charges, fires, and Combs is retired. Nice dig on the short hop by first baseman J.J. Vaught. Third time that combination has clicked as the Dragons have rolled to shortstop Adams, and he's fielded cleanly all three times.
Speedy B Car Wash on Davis, where they believe they have to earn your business on each and every visit, Brad. Visit them online at speedybcarwash.com. And also by Around the Plate Sports, where personalized coaching changes practice into passion and transform players into champions. Check out AroundThePlateSports.com for more information.
Mason Leeming mixing things up. Starts out Drew Davis with a curveball. Now blows the fastball by him, and Leeming cruising here in the top of the second. One out, nobody on, and 0-2 the count to Drew Davis. Senior second sacker hitting .273. Won't chase there, 1-2.
Good waste pitch that time there by Leeming, and good job by Drew not going after it. Very easy to taste that pitch up and out of the zone.
6, 7, 8 on the Dragon lineup card. Here in the top of two. Wide there. 6 went down on a ground out short to first. Here's number 7, Davis, and he'll be followed by Anthony Martin, Dragon first baseman, hitting 8th tonight. 2-2 the count to the Dean of the D's, Drew Davis. Now we'll run it full as Leeming misses with a breaking ball.
Nice job by Davis on this at-bat. Down 0-2. Brad brought it all the way back up to 3-2 now. Battling that at-bat. Now he just needs to win the at-bat.
The pitch to Davis. Check swing on the ground. Wide of first base. Foul will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Spoils a good pitch right there, B. And that's what you have to do to keep.
Davis digs in one more time. Mason Leeming works exclusively out of the stretch, and he'll milk him for a walk.
That's a great at-bat right there by Drew Davis. All the way back from 0-2.
Yeah, started him out with the curveball called strike, threw a fastball by Drew, and then he fought him all the way back to a full count and looked at ball 4. Anthony Martin steps in, the senior, with an average of .333. Ball game square, 1-1. Top of the second inning.
What a luxury to have a guy hitting .333, hitting 8th in your order, huh?
Yeah.
It's Anthony Martin, the big first baseman.
That's Drew Davis. The Dragon runner at first base with a pretty good lead. Up and in.
Patience, patience, patience. If you're the Dragons here, it looks like Leaming's having a little bit of a tough time finding the strike zone.
He'll check over. In talking to Rebel head coach Chuck Wells, he said, and I hope to get 3, maybe 4 innings out of Leaming. Then we got some other guys. So we may see it done by committee tonight for Richland on the hill.
And I'm sure that's what they've done all year, Brad.
Hit in the air and pretty well. Giving chase. Clark has a beat on it, and he'll retire Martin on a pretty well hit baseball into center field towards right field, a couple of steps for Clark.
Up in the wind, and the wind just knocks it down.
Dragons,
and as soon as the wind knocks it down, Trent Clark, with the speed, is able to get over and make the play.
So 2 on with Davis remaining, or 2 out with Davis remaining at first base. And Kevin Kramer playing third base tonight. Takes a look at a curveball dropping in for a called strike. Kramer trailing only tonight's starter in Matt Cantorino with innings pitched for Carroll, now getting a start in the field at third base this evening.
Pitched a game Friday night against Capel. Pitched well. It's the hard luck loser.
Kramer reaches and fouls it out of play. And again, Leaming up on the Dragon hitter here. No balls and 2 strikes.
Good job leaving that alone. Good job by Leaming, though, trying to get them to chase, though. And you always want to, you'll see that, Brad, a lot. You've seen it twice in a row now on 0-2.
Davis going, and he will stand up with the no-throw stolen base.
Picked a good pitch to run on that time. Off-speed pitch down in the dirt, and no chance for Polanco. Even if he comes up cleanly, he's got no chance. I think Leaming forgot about the runner over first. Now he's in scoring position with 2 out.
2-2, the count. Slapped on the ground. Braden Cook, second sacker, makes the play to first base, and the Carroll Dragons will leave one more in the second. Carroll scoreless in the top of the second as we move to the home half. We're still tied at 1 aside at Rebel Yard on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for Team Middle Management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Rebel Yard, the side of this one, as play moves into the home half of inning number 2, and left-hand hitting Rebel left fielder Jordan Wiley will lead it off against the Dragon right-hander Matt Cantorino. Cantorino delivers and wide. Wiley hitting .271. He's a junior, 6'2" and 210, and he has been the power outlet thus far for Richland with 3 home runs. Cantorino working, and a called strike on the outside corner. Labor intensive for Cantorino in the bottom of the first when 2 of the first 3 reached on base hits, but he finished with a flurry, striking out the last 2.
Did a nice job of settling down, get out of the inning, and limit the damage in that inning.
It's a nice off-speed pitch chased by Wiley.
That's the difference, Brad. Pitcher from ahead, he can use the whole assortment of pitches that Matt Caterino has.
A ball and 2 strikes. See how he works, Jordan Wiley. Fastball down and away, and Wiley takes a look at it. It's ball 2.
Good spot right there, Brad. 1-2 pitch, try to get him to chase out of the zone, and nice job by Jordan Wiley leaving it alone because a good bit outside.
Here's the 2-2. Thought about it, but didn't pull the trigger, and Wiley watches ball 3 down at his feet, 3-2.
Right, so far, tonight, Brad, these guys, the at-bats have been really, really good. Nobody giving away at-bats, and you love to see that. Making a pitcher throw strikes.
Payoff pitch up high, and Wiley milks an inning opening base on balls from Matt Cantorino. Only his 6th walk given up this year.
Tonight's broadcast of Carroll Dragon Baseball on Champion Sports Radio is also brought to you by our friends at Nothing But Cakes. So yummy you'll wish they didn't have a hole at MBD. Stop by their location at South Lake Town Square or call 817-416-6228. Nothing But Cakes.
Runner going. Motley fires down high, but so long. Mr. Wiley, Jordan Wiley, caught stealing on a bullet head high, thrown down by Nick Motley. Wiley retired, and applying the tag there was Drew Davis, the second sacker.
BD, I think you've got a missed sign there, but Coach Wells is not very happy with his batter right now. But anyway, that's the reason that Nick Motley is going to be playing on Tuesdays and Fridays next spring. What a great throw, not even close. At second base.
Yeah, and it was even a little bit tall to throw about chin high, but plenty of time to bring down the tag. Dead to rights was Jordan Wiley out, number 1. It's a good pitch right there to Lucas Polanco, the Rebel catcher. 1-1 the count to Polanco.
Cantorino has yet to find his rhythm. You know, he's really struggling a little bit to find the zone, and has a good pitch.
That's on the inside corner, and caught looking for out number 2. And a third strikeout on the evening for Cantorino is Lucas Polanco.
Designated hitter.
Absolutely
2, Evan Love.
Nothing that Polanco could have done with that one, buddy. And battling after that leadoff walk to come back with get help from his catcher Motley, and the strikeout looking. Now 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Evan Love, the designated hitter, hitting for the pitcher Leeming. Stands in on the left side, and Cantorino pours in at strike 1. Love takes a look at this one, and I guess it's a little inside. 1-1 the count.
Love, the junior, tonight is designated hitter, hitting forward the pitcher. They don't let the pitchers hit very much, do they, buddy?
We haven't seen it.
Look out.
Lifted foul. Love looking to break out of a season-long slump, hitting .083. Stepping in, number 8 man on Chuck Wells' lineup card tonight. Should he reach, we'll see shortstop Colton Adams, but 2 outs and nobody on. He'll chase right there, and that's strike 3 in the dirt. Motley fires down to Martin, and a couple more strikeouts here in the second inning as Richland goes scoreless. No runs, hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Through 2 at Rebel Yard. Our count, Carroll 1, Richland 1 on CSR TV.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also
log symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the ShockBox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Eric Cole, leadoff hitting center fielder for the Dragons to lead off the top of the third inning. Cole 0-for-1, bounced to the shortstop to lead the ball game. Off looks at a called strike one. Along with our cameraman, Trent Landry, along with Pete Nielsen, I'm Brad Denton, collectively Champion Sports Radio. Pleased to bring you this one. Good pitch by Leeming, and all of a sudden Eric Cole in a no-ball, two-strike hole.
Right where he wants him. If you're Eric Cole, he'll battle as he did in the first at-bat as well.
Again, working exclusively from the stretch, Mason Leeming. Ooh, boy, that one's close, but a little bit wide, and Cole lives to tell about a one-ball, two-strike count.
Bunch of ooh and on that pitch.
And perhaps deservingly so. Yeah. Leeming, breaking ball, doesn't get it there. 2-2 now the count.
Leeming's been good through from 2 innings, partner. Did one unearned run and struck anybody out as predicted and walked one, but got through the first 2 innings pretty easily.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cole. That's upstairs and run full. Eric Farrar will be next. And Farrar to be followed by Ross Cadena. 1, 2, and 3 in the Dragon lineup. Milked him for that ball 4, and Pete, he said he'd battle, and he did. Very patient, very nicely done.
Outstanding at bat by Eric Cole again, and a close pitch, but outside, and hadn't been a strike all night. So Dragons with the leadoff base runner for the first time tonight. See what they can do with Zach Farrar at the plate. Reached on the error on the third baseman. His first time, partner.
Farrar, good size, junior right fielder. Slaps it the other way. Base hit in the hole on the left side. And the Dragons may have something cooking here in the top of the third inning.
Boy, Farrar does a nice job of just serving that thing the opposite way. Outside pitch. No chance for third baseman Julian Flores to make a play. First and second, nobody out. This is Dragon baseball that we're expecting.
And sophomore Ross Cadena standing in. Hit by a pitch and was left on at the top of the first inning. And the youngsters swinging it pretty good. 359 is average.
Yep.
Chases that one up high. No balls and a strike to Ross Cadena.
No thought taking the bat out of Cadena's hand as well as he's going. Coach Hughes knows that for his team to be successful, he needs his 3, 4, and 5 guys hitting, moving base runners along. And now Cadena's fallen down in the count. Perhaps maybe trying a little bit too much, buddy.
Nick Motley, the RBI machine, is loosening in the on-deck circle. Couple of Dragons on, nobody out. Top of the third, ball game tied at 1. Leeming will step off. Cole will retreat. And Ross Cadena now gathers himself for the 0-2 pitch. Swinging. And strike 3, Cadena, the first strikeout victim for Mason Leeming. Out number 1, top 3.
Good job there by Leeming, going inside, outside, and then back inside and down in the zone, and is able to Cadena away.
Nick Motley hitting .471 into the evening. Scorched a line drive to center field that chased home the Dragon run back in the first inning. Was run down by Trent Clark out there, but certainly hit on the button by Motley.
And a huge hole in right center field. The center fielder, Trent Clark, is shaded to the left field side of second base.
1-0, and Leeming, perhaps well advised, trying to stay away from Nick Motley and unable to find the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes.
And so far,
it's a dangerous situation.
Sorry, Brad. So far this season, we have seen the power slot for Nick Motley is on the right side of second base and right center. The ball he hit Friday night just kept carrying. That was dead center. But if you recall, a game against Arlington Heights, he had a triple that was right out down the right center field. So not sure what the scouting report says, but to me, Clark's in the wrong place.
Speaking of scouting reports, I see a youngster here gathering one. We mentioned Coppell was idle. Well, Kendall Clark isn't. The head coach here taking a look at a couple of the 7-5A foes.
Put a headset on him. He can tell us what's going on out there.
Strike call to Motley. He's particularly looking at the 4-win, no-loss Richland Rebels. He disposed of Carroll twice last week.
His opponent next week?
Leeming looks at a called strike 2.
And Leeming's not scared. Mason Leeming just coming right after the heart of the Dragon order.
Eric Cold at second base. Zach Farrar, the Dragon runner at first. And Motley with the 2-2 count. Step out, loosen the dust from the cleats. Now step back in. Leeming delivers. Curveball, not going to chase it right there, and it goes 3-2.
Yeah, Brad, be interesting to see what Coach Hughes decides to do. Best hitter on this team with runners on first and second. Does he move his runner? Good speed and Cole and Farrar on the bases, and
there they go. Swinging and a miss. Motley goes down, but the bases are stolen. Cole, third base. Farrar, second base, and there's 2 down.
Now batting for Carroll.
Motley swings and misses.
What a nice job by Polanco that time, because that ball was tipped, and Polanco able to hold on and squeeze it. No chance for the runners. Huge at bat here for Hudson Sanchez.
As they say, ducks on the pond with 2 outs. Sanchez won't offer the curveball that misses ball 1. Yeah, great big at bat for your junior shortstop, hitting .333 on the season.
Got to find a way to pick these runners up.
Leeming, fastball, that's above the letters, and ball 2.
And now if you're Hudson Sanchez, Brad, you're looking for a pitch where in your zone. Don't go out of the zone. If you take a strike, you're looking for it right there in that sweet spot that you know you can do something with.
Leeming, the pitch hit in the air right field and twisting foul. Well foul down the right field line, so everybody will return to the stations. Cole to third base, Farrar to second base, and one Hudson Sanchez back to the right-hand batter's box.
And Sanchez does a nice job. Pitch a little bit up on the outside path. Tries to take it down the right field line. Wind doesn't help it stay fair, but falls 10, 15 feet foul down that right field line.
Sanchez bounced out to the shortstop back in the first inning. 2 balls and a strike to Hudson. 2 down after the first 2 reach. Strikeout victims, Cadena and Motley. That's a good pitch on the inside corner and a called strike 2.
Well, each umpire, Brett, has their own strike zone. This young man likes the inside half, and if he stays there, that's fine. But you got to adjust.
2 outs, 2 strikes. There's ball 3 and fill up the count. Like we talked about earlier.
Third full count in this inning for Leeming.
That old stat sheet always shows runner in scoring position with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Who does what? Sanchez an opportunity. That's ball 4 inside, and the bases are full of Dragons. Second base on ball issued in the inning by Mason Leeming.
No, Brad, I just said that he's calling the inside strike. That one just a little bit too far inside, and huge opportunity here for the designated hitter, Casey Combs.
Sanchez fills up the empty base down at first on ball 4. There's the pitch to Combs, and that one misses low and away.
Nineteenth pitch here, Brad, of the inning for Leeming.
Check swing, called strike 1. That one right on the knee of Combs. Senior DH, 367 the average. Where's the deuce on the gray jersey? There's the pitch and laying off of it. Left it wide, it's 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the third ball game, tied 1-1. Bases are loaded, but 2 down. Nothing across in the frame for the Dragons. That's swatted on the ground. That's picked up by the shortstop, who will throw to first base and just does get Casey Combs.
Bang, bang play, but that's the
whisker.
Wow. First base coach doesn't think he's out, but the man who says it, and the only one that matters, thinks he is. That's the inning.
No runs on a hit, no errors. 3 men left through 2.5 at Rebel Yard. We continue at Carroll 1, Richland 1 on CSR TV.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334, or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Pete Nielsen, while that call to close the top of the third didn't go the way of the Dragons and Casey Combs. That's a pretty nice play by the shortstop there for and Colton Adams for Richland. He dug it out and made the long throw.
Put a circle and a star next to that one. That's a 2-run saving play there by the shortstop. He's been good so far tonight. And as it is, many times, look who's leading off.
Shortstop Colton Adams. Bottom of the lineup card. Bottom of the third inning. Canarino delivers a called strike one after missing on the initial pitch of the third frame. Adams is one of those 3 seniors on the 10 people, including the designated hitter, on the lineup card for Chuck Wells. And he has sparkled, and he's been flawless defensively with, I'm thinking, 4 chances already this evening. Not a big guy, 5'8", 160. A ball and 2 strikes to Colton Adams. Curveball, boy, that's close. Yeah, it's called strike 3, a delayed call. Motley popped out of there. He must have heard the verbal call first and fired down to third. And a 5th strikeout on the evening, recorded to open up the third frame by Matt Cantorino.
Tonight's broadcast of Carroll Dragon Baseball and Champion Sports Radio is brought to you in part by our friends at Heritage Homes, building fine custom homes in Southlake and surrounding communities. That's Heritage Homes, a proud sponsor of Carroll Baseball.
Here's Trent Clark. And we've all looked at his mouth agape, and he'll shoot a bullet through the left side. He'll dig for second base, stumble around first. There's the throw, and sliding into safely with a double as Clark doesn't waste time. Remember, he ratcheted that first pitch in the first inning right back through the box, and here it's a bullet in the left center field. And then
now batting for the Rebels,
a double with 1 out. And by the way,
10, Braden Cook.
Number 14, 2-base hit for Trent Clark in 2015.
Two pitches, 2 hits, runs scored, 2 nice plays out in right field, in center field. No wonder there's like 17 scouts here tonight.
Braden Cook stands in. He's a little second baseman for the Rebels. At 5'7", 163. Fastball upstairs from Cantorino. That's a dangerous base runner in Trent Clark on first base. We've seen 3 innings of Trent Clark, and I'm impressed. How about yourself?
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Called strike.
Brad, we've been doing this for a long time, and when all I can say is he's pretty good. That's the ultimate comments. And Yeah, I said that about Kyler Murray way too many times in the last 3 years. He's pretty good. You got to kind of pay attention to him. So Trent Clark is pretty good.
Cantorino, I keep waiting for you to say something like that about me, but you haven't yet.
Oh, yeah.
Rascal.
You're a legend in your own mind. Always a pleasure to sit next to you, Brad, on Tuesday and Friday nights.
That's in the dirt. Motley with a marvelous job of squaring up and blocking that, keeping it in front of him, and more importantly, keeping Trent Clark at second base. The count, 2 balls and a strike to the minute one, Braden Cook.
Here comes the wind. Thought you said that.
I thought it was going to lay down, but maybe not. Cook swinging to right field and giving chase. Cadena makes a nice running catch. Ross Cadena on the receiving end of a little humpback fly ball on a pretty good line to right field, out number 2.
BD, credit the coaching staff of the Dragons for having Cadena so shallow. On top of that, the wind knocked that ball down. He does a nice job, nice running catch for the second half of the inning.
Ricky Perez will stand in. The runner in scoring position is Trent Clark. There's 2 outs. Cantorino continues to toil in a 1-1 ball game. Say we're on the campus of Richland High School, right across the road, Holiday Lane specifically. That's in the air. The shortstop says, I got it, and telling the truth is Hudson Sanchez. And a little pop out to end the inning to the shortstop. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left in the home half of the 3rd inning through 3. At the home of the Richland Rebels, Rebel Yard, 1-1, Carroll and Richland on CSR TV.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Drew Davis will lead it off for the Dragons in the top of the 4th inning. Moving to the midway mark of this 7-inning District 7 6A contest, tied at 1. And Mason Leeming continues to work on the mound, 6'2", 185-pound senior. And Drew Davis will take a look at a called strike 1. 1-1 the count to Drew. Davis reached on a base on balls in the second, stole second base, and was left stranded right there.
And 2-1 now.
Yeah, has looked at a couple of pitches, called strike 1, called strike 2. Davis digs in. Leeming delivers. Check swing, just missed outside, 2-2 the count.
Pretty impressed with Leeming, how he got out of that last inning, Brad.
You and I both.
Second and third, first and second, and nobody. Then the base is loaded, and is able to get that great play from Colton Adams behind him for the 3rd out of the inning.
There's the pitch. That's on the ground, left side, and curling foul fielded by Flores in foul territory. Yeah, really looked like Carroll maybe have something brewing there in the top of the 3rd with the first 2 guys reaching. Then Leeming strikes out Cadena, strikes out Motley, gives up the base on balls to load the bases, and then Combs grounds out to the shortstop in a dandy play made by shortstop Colton Adams to close out the scoreless 3rd for the Dragons. 3 balls, 2 strikes to lead off hitting Drew Davis. Now timeout called. Davis will back out and reset.
Late timeout that time. Sometimes home plate umpire won't give you that, Brad, once the motion starts. Drew's able to get the timeout, though.
Payoff pitch on the way. That's down, and Davis for a second consecutive inning. Dragons get the leadoff man aboard. This, Davis drawing the walk
Dragons
from Leeming.
The first baseman, number 14,
Fourth walk
Anthony
now
Martin.
issued by Leeming, and you got to be thinking he's getting close to the end of his rope if Coach told you he was only going to go 3 or 4. Pitch count probably getting way up there now, and here's Anthony Martin.
Davis going, Martin swinging to the shortstop. He'll go to first and retire Martin, but the runner advances on perhaps the hit and run.
Yeah, and Coach Hughes just trying to get things going here. That's a double play ball if the runner
Carroll,
is not going, but a nice job once again by Colton Adams to realize he has no play at second and getting the sure out at first.
And a nice job of getting the barrel of the bat on the ball by Anthony Martin. Kramer stands in, Dragon third baseman. Kevin, bottom of the lineup, grounded out to the second baseman. His only previous appearance in the second inning. 1 out, 1 on. That's Davis at second base. And that's ball 1, now ball 2 to Kevin Kramer. Only Kevin's 19th at bat of the year. Missing is Leeming.
BD Priority Signs and Graphics, custom building signs, pole signs, LED message centers, and large format graphics. Where your sign is top priority on the web, Priority Signs and Graphics.com, a proud sponsor of South Lake Carroll Dragon Baseball.
Kramer with the take, called strike 1, 3 balls and a strike to Kevin. Leeming delivers, that's wide, ball 4. And the Dragons have a couple aboard, both on the free pass. Davis a walk to lead off the inning.
Here comes Coach.
And Chuck Wells comes out, and let's see what we have personnel-wise. Leeming's going to give him the baseball. And
knew that was coming.
Yeah, let's see who he brings in. I think that's the kiddo that's out of right field. Yeah, in fact, Ricky Perez will come in and pitch.
And, Brad, you got a number 3 running out to play right field.
And one of us can tell you who number 3 is.
Not me. Oh, I got enough going on over here.
The wind's blowing around. That's Anthony Suarez. Suarez will now play right field, and coming in to spell Leeming on the mound is Ricky Perez.
Your attention, please. Coming on the mound in relief for Richland.
During the pitching change, we'll take a quick break, come back, tell you all about our starting pitch, our relief pitcher after these words.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
We close the book on Mason Leeming, who goes 3 1/3 and gives up 1 run unearned. And the relief pitcher is Ricky Perez coming in from right field, and he'll have the unenviable task of facing Eric Cole. Perez, the port sider, swings Cole around, the switch hitter from the right side. A couple of runners aboard, 1 man out. Playing the top of the 4th inning. for Cole, the third at bat of the night. Grounded out the shortstop in the first, walked, and was stranded at third base back in the third inning. Here's Perez, first pitch upstairs. Ball one to a dangerous hitting Eric Cole.
You don't think Coach took notice of the left-hander that was thrown at the Dragons last Tuesday night, do you?
Yeah.
Might have to do with something with the change he made here.
Cole rips it on the ground. Second sacker has it for
Right
one. And the twin killing will get him out of the inning. Hit it on the button, but 4-6-3. Braden Cook, Colton Adams to first baseman J.J. Vaught. And leaving one on board in the scoreless fourth inning for Carroll through 3.5 at Rebel Yard. We continue. The Dragons won and the Rebels won on CSR TV.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Well, Peter, Ricky Perez came in and doused the Dragons' hopes in the top of the fourth, coaxing an inning-ending double play off the bat of Eric Cole.
Couldn't hit it any harder if you're Eric Cole, but just one of those atom balls, my friend.
Just a bullet. But Carroll comes up with the pockets empty, and we're tied one aside as Matt Cantorino takes his act to the bottom of the fourth inning, and he'll square off with Mr. Flores, Julian Flores, junior third baseman. 1-0 the count. Caterino, good fastball, and just knocking it out of play, swinging late on it was Flores.
Caterino done a nice job, Brad, settling down, retiring 1, 2, 3, 7 out of his last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of his last 8.
He's given up 3 hits. One of those was a bunt. The other 2 off the bat of the extremely gifted Trent Clark. And struck out 5 along the way has Cantorino.
One of those strikeout victims was Flores back in the first inning with a runner in scoring position.
2 balls and a strike. Cantorino paints the black on the inside corner, and Flores can do nothing but hear it whistle by. And strike called.
Junior right-hander finally starting to find his way a little bit, B. The rhythm and the pace that we like to see him, he's finally found it.
That's another fastball, and that is a cold strike 3. And Flores, for a second time in as many appearances, will carry the lumber back to the dugout.
Strikeout number 6, Brad. And another one of our Dragon sponsors, our friends at Aruzzo Italian Street Food. Fresh, fast Italian food where family and friends go. Order at myaruzzo.com. That's Aruzzo's. And Brad Sports Med Chiropractic. Former Dragons pitcher and UTA Maverick, Dr. Ryan Robinson, has a practice located on Main Street in Grapevine. Dragons helping Dragons get back in the game and keeping them there. That's sportmedchiro.com.
The pair of straight numbers on the home Rebel uniform belong to J.J. Vaught. He struck out in his previous appearance to close out the first inning, and he's at 1 ball and 1 strike, swinging and missing the latest offering from Cantorino. 1 out, nobody on. Ball game tied at 1. Swatted on the ground, dancing out of the way. Rebel first base coach, he might have gotten a hand from some kid in the dugout.
BD, we were back in the days when we were playing. That would have been broken bat. That ate him up.
Vaught with the ball, 2 strikes. Canarino kicks and deals to J.J. Hit in the air, down the line, twisting foul.
Fading.
And given play into that spacious area down the right field line is Ross Cadena. Not close, and the count will stay right there at a ball, 2 strikes.
Got up in that wind and looked like a Pete Nielsen tee shot, just fade and fade and fade, begging for it to get on the ground.
And wind blowing in and Carroll's outfield playing in, as they usually do. Vaught digs in. Vaught, boy, looks at one that was close.
Had to be up, and it's got to be up with the angular J.J. Vaught at the plate.
Stretches to 215 pounds over 6 feet and 4 inches. A ball, 2 strikes to Vaught. Catarino fastball hit in the air. A lot of room over there. Giving chase is Anthony Martin, but that one twists, wind-aided, out of play right side.
3 Dragons in hot pursuit, but unless they're hopping the fence, they're not getting to that one.
Martin, Cadena, and Davis to identify the trio. So as we were, if you will, 1 ball, 2 strikes. To J.J. Vaught with 1 out and nobody on. 1-1 tie from Rebel Yard. There's the pitch, and hanging in there is Vaught.
Uh-oh.
Is that close to the Petermobile over there?
Yeah, it was the neighborhood.
Didn't hear anything.
No, I didn't hear the crash, thank goodness. It was tracking on towards Trent's car, though. That's what I was concerned about.
Now, Trent knows his number 1 job, protect the camera.
Protect the camera.
Vaught staying alive, just kind of waves at one. Knew he was in trouble and breathed life after just getting a piece of that, throwing a barrel at it on the outside corner. Making Matthew Cantarino work here. We continue to ball, 2 strikes. There's the pitch, and one more time we'll reload.
We're out of baseballs here. On deck batter, Jordan Wiley's got a small bucket over there in the on deck circle with him, partner. Work on the short game.
There's a ground ball. Chased by Davis, gloves and fires, and Vaught retired 4-3 for out number 2.
Nice job by Canarino, just pounding the strike zone. Finally, Vaught puts one in play, and Drew Davis comes and charges the ball, makes the easy play to first for the second out here at the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, Davis just ate it up. He's a good second baseman. Carroll plays excellent defensive baseball.
Got to be careful with this young man, Brad. You talked about his first at-bat, 3 home runs in Jordan Wiley.
Reached on a walk, was caught stealing on a laser throw from Nick Motley back in the 2nd inning.
It wasn't even close.
Canarino late, swinging, missing, is Jordan Wiley.
Had a little bit extra hop on it that time.
The count to Wiley. Peter, we don't get over here to the Birdville ISD facilities very often. I took advantage and called our old friend Chris Ferris, AD over here.
That was Chris.
Well, was unable to get a hold of him. He was in an athletic director's meeting. Little check swing base hit right there for Wiley. Nice piece of hitting by Jordan Wiley. And a 4th hit on the board tonight for Richland.
Just threw the hands out there, and ball fell in out of reach of Davis, and 2-out base runner now for Lucas Polanco.
Lucas Polanco.
Wonder if Wiley will try to run again.
I doubt it. I'm thinking not. Polanco struck out in the 2nd. Looking, by the way.
Brad Den, you talk about Chris Ferris. You talk about a pretty special baseball player in his own right.
Yeah, Chris Ferris, a friend of ours, in fact, was the assistant athletic director of the Plano ISD for several years, and then took the athletic director's jobs here in the Birdville ISD a couple of years ago, and He did. I was talking to Coach Wells about it. Nice to have a baseball manager AD.
I bet you.
As Chris grew up in Abilene, played for a state champion Abilene Cooper team back in the mid to late 80s, and went on and played collegiately at Rice.
Pretty well, too.
Yes, sir. Polanco stands in. It's a nice pitch right there, but evidently upstairs, 2 balls, no strike to Lucas Polanco.
Be careful. He don't want to groove one here to Polanco. And he did.
Boy, takes
swung right through
that's
it.
a healthy rip by Polanco.
Wow.
Just got a piece of it straight back into the screen.
I think Caterino won't want to go back there again with that swing. That was a pretty impressive hard swing right there. It swung right through it. Just missed it.
2 balls and a strike. Wiley with the lead at first base.
Wow.
Little check swing, down and away. Run it out to 3 balls and a strike to Polanco.
Designated hitter Evan Love is on deck, but you want Polanco here.
Wind roaring in. Catalino delivers, called strike 2.
Thought you were going to call it the Catalina winds or something, but it is a bit breezy.
Lucas Polanco doing most of his best work defensively. The average for the Richland receiver at 147 through 15 ball games. There goes Wiley, slapped on the ground. Kramer keeps it in front, has to hustle, fires, and too late. And reaching is Lucas Polanco. Wiley was running on the pitch, is at second base.
Good job. Tough hop that time for Kramer. He kept it in front. Made it close, but the catcher, Polanco, showed pretty good speed getting down the line. And have a courtesy runner for Polanco.
Pete Risky.
Pete Risky.
At first base. Pinch running. Now batting for the Rebels, the designated hitter number 2, Evan Love.
Infield base hit for Lucas Polanco. E5 in your book. I'll buy it, Peter. I was looking at the scoreboard.
Yes, Kevin Kramer after the game, if you come up with that one, he'll tell you he should have.
Here's Love with a couple of boards, 2 outs. On the ground, that is a seeing eye single. And Cadena with a good throw home and keeping Wiley at third base. And now it gets away from Motley, but backing up is Caterino. And the bases are full of Rebels with 2 outs, nothing across. And that's Evan Love with a base hit.
They're not hitting it hard, partner, but they're hitting it into holes. And, boy, what a nice job of Ross Cadena charging that baseball and coming up throwing. And Motley does a nice job on the one hopper, gets away, but good hustle by Caterino.
That's good speed.
Yeah.
In Wiley, they had to put on the brakes. Well, here's
juiced.
Colton Adams. Ball game's square, 1 aside, bottom of the 4th. Matt starts it in with a curveball and fisting it foul off out of play to the right side is one Colton Adams. Well, Evan Love with his 183 average gets a base hit to load him up. Now we see Colton Adams an average of 217. There's the pitch and a call of strike 2. Yet another foul ball, so well up on the count is Caterino to the 9-hole hitting shortstop, Colton Adams.
BD, we've talked about all night how the Dragons at-bats have been good. This
they
Richland
battle.
bunch are battling right here. No easy outs in this lineup. The averages might not be that great. Every one of them's battling.
Nothing in 2 to Colton Adams. Caterino, foul ball the other way. Yeah, the easy thing to look at, Peter, and the easy thing to say is, Richland 4-0, but who have they beaten? Well, Haltom and Bell. Both of those teams winless in district play, but as you mentioned, they show up to play and battle. Playing the Dragons off their feet to a 1-1 tie, home half the 4th. Adams hit on the ground, fielded, speared on a hop by Cantorino, and 1-3, and the threat is stymied. No runs on 2 hits, leave them loaded, and through 4 we continue from Rebel Yard with Carroll 1 and Richland 1 on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Take me out to the ball game.
Ricky Perez, the Port Sider. Let's look at his second batter now for Richland. He was brought in from right field in the top of the 4th inning and was able to coax an Eric Cole double play bullet shot right at the second baseman. Now he's looking at Zach Farrar. And up on Zach, 0-1. Leaves this one wide. You look at that scoreboard out there, Peter. That's a string of bagels.
Yeah, couple runs in the first inning by both teams, and not much since. And for Carroll, it's been the case of hitting the ball hard, but right at people, and already 5 men left on base for the Dragons through 4 innings.
There's ball 2 to Zach Farrar, who, by the way, scored. The only Dragon run reached on a error in the first inning and came around scoring on the RBI flyout by Nick Motley to center field. Zach Farrar versus Ricky Perez. Coming with the top, Farrar drills it back into the screen.
I'm not sure what the count is, partner.
Well, I'm not either. And there's a
3-2.
3-2, isn't it? Okay, you counted the digits. Finally got the guy behind the plate to flash digits.
Oh, it's not him. It's the guy eating a hot dog running the scoreboard over here.
Swinging and missing on a breaking ball is Farrar for out number 1.
Nice pitch that time by Perez down in the zone, and Farrar swung over it. Here's Cadena.
Now batting for the Dragons, number 16, Ross Cadena.
And what you bet, Cadena and Motley are chomping at the bit here after leaving the base runners in scoring position in the 3rd inning.
Cadena hit by a pitch, left stranded in the first, and struck out in that 3rd inning with a couple aboard. Wow. There's the pitch. And Ricky Perez finding his rhythm, his pace, and the strike zone. 0-2.
Typical lefty. Can't throw it straight, can't throw it the same speed.
To Cadena. There's the pitch. Comes over the top with a hard one, leaves it wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cadena, who will be followed by Motley. Top of the 5th inning of a ball game that is 1-1. Dragons and Rebels. Ricky Perez not close with his breaking ball there.
It's one of my favorite calls that you hear when the great announcers will announce one of those 57-foot curveballs. Yes. Got Polanco in the shoulder. A nice job by our home plate umpire. You know, I pick on him enough, but when they do something good like here, that he knows Polanco got hit in a bad spot on that one. Go out, clean the plate, go out and talk to the pitcher, ask him what he's having for dinner, and waste some time, and now we go with the 2-2.
Peter, you're pretty good at the baseball umpires, quite frankly.
This is a lot easier.
It's the other sports now. Cadena staying alive, out of play.
I promise you, buddy, I've dabbled, and you know that. There's no way that
you can't win.
You can't win. There's always somebody going to be upset with you. The guy that called him, you can't win, and that's why I turned in the mask.
Swinging and missing, Cadena goes down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts in the top of the fifth for Ricky Perez.
Pretty impressive, Ricky Perez. And
in fact, he is.
They're having a hard time, and they, being the Dragons, picking it up out of his hand.
The Dragons, the catcher, number 19, Nick Motley.
Find a way to stay back. Motley, you see Motley here, Brad, and this is something you're taught as a kid, moving up in the batter's box against the.
Perez misses to Motley. A ball and nothing. Even though it'd be against a heck of a wind, those are short dimensions down the lines.
And we've seen Nick Motley hit the ball hard. And a couple times, once tonight, center field on the sacrifice fly, and earlier, both Friday and last Tuesday, hit the ball hard a bunch of times, not very much to show for it.
Swinging over the top and coming in. That's Flores barehanded, fires across. Beautiful play by Julian Flores to retire Nick Motley on a little swinging bunt down the third base line. 1, 2, and 3. Nothing across in the top of the fifth for the Dragons. We go to the home half, inning number 5, tied 1 aside. The Carroll Dragons, the Richland Rebels on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of. There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Bottom of the fifth inning here at Rebel Field. Tied at 1. Give you all the play-by-play here at the bottom half of the fifth, and the rest of the game, the play-by-play voice of Dragon Baseball, Brad Dent.
Thank you, Pete Nielsen. And look who lumbers up to the left-hand batter's box is Trent Clark. Boy, it's fun in a conversation with Chuck Wells and Dragon headman Larry Hughes. And as I mentioned, Wells was saying, you bring Eric Cole out against me, and that's what Wells said. And Larry Hughes said, hey, I got to see Trent Clark now for what, the 4th year in a row?
Don't throw him a strike. Oh, he did. He fouled it. 3 pitches, 3 rips from Trent Clark. Brad, I was amiss last inning. One of our great Carroll sponsors I need to give a shout-out to.
Please.
Top of the inning, Alcorn Marketing. Big thank you to Ben Allen and the Allen family. Find out more about Alcorn Marketing. Visit them at alcornmarketing.com.
Canarino to Clark. Lifted, foul. Third base side and twisting. And Carroll's going to give chase, but in this expansive foul area, nobody's going to catch up with it, even though it does not leave the yard. And all of a sudden, Matthew Canarino having his way with a no-ball, 2-strike count on Trent Clark.
Does Trent Clark not let a pitch go by?
He hasn't yet.
He's seen 3 pitches. He's seen 4. Swung at all 4 of them.
2 for 2 on the night. A base hit in the first, a double in the third, and scored the lone run on the board for Richland. Back in the first inning. 0-2. Canarino.
There you go.
He'll take the high buzzing fastball, chin high on the outside corner. Ball 1.
Don't want to throw this guy a strike. If you can get him to chase, that would be ideal if you're Matthew Canarino.
I get him to chase the curveball, and Sanchez gloves and fires and dug out at first base. A nice short hop pickup by Anthony Martin, and Trent Clark retired on the ground out short to first. Hudson Sanchez to Anthony Martin.
Classic skills and accents, offering fine custom silk florals, window treatments, and accessories for residential and commercial interiors. Proudly serving their customers for the last 15 years. Call Diana, 817-821-4756. And also, our friends at Paragon Design Group, designing incredible custom homes and remodels over the last 23 years. Call Robert at 817-946-5933 and let him show you how they can serve your residential design needs. And Brad, that Robert's somebody special to this Dragon baseball team.
Indeed he is.
Good old Mr. Leeper.
Robert Leeper. Just had a look at him. He's a walk-around baseball watcher.
Can't sit still. I've been watching him all night. He just can't sit still. And his son, who's pretty special himself, not even out there on the mound.
That's hit by Braden Cook into right field. Coming on hard is Cadena, and he makes the catch. Ross Cadena, right man at the right place in right field.
Brad, you mentioned ending a half ago how shallow that Coach Hughes plays his outfield. There's an opportunity to show why. Cadena comes in and makes that a relatively easy play on a ball that would have been tough if he'd been playing in normal depth.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Ricky Perez. Throws left and bats left. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and popped out to the shortstop in the third. Canarino's made short work of the top two men in the Rebel lineup card, Clark and Cook. Now here's Perez. Good pitch on the outside corner. Perez can only get a look at strike two. We're playing the bottom of a fifth. The ball game has been tied 1-1 since the first inning. Perez won't chase. 1-2.
Really nice job, Brad. I see of Canarino getting out of that bases loaded mess back in the last inning. Really come out throwing the ball hard and over the plate here in the sixth.
Good breaking ball, and Perez just a piece of it. Matthew Canarino has been Mr. Tuesday here in recent weeks. Back-to-back Tuesday starts. First Arlington Heights, last week Coppell, and tonight he'll get the series underway with the Richland Rebels. 2 out, nobody on. Swatted the other way. Well foul. Left field line.
Coach Wells looking in at his guy saying the other way. Sharing a laugh. Ricky Perez, big smile on his face.
A ball, 2 strikes to Perez. Canarino winds, throws up high, 2-2. Kevin Kramer gets the start for the Dragons at third base. Hudson Sanchez, the shortstop. Drew Davis at second base, and the first sacker is Anthony Martin. There is ball 3. Eric Cole in center field hasn't had a chance tonight, nor has Zach Farrar. Ross Cadena, the Dragon right fielder, has, and he sparkled. 3-2 the count to Ricky Perez. There's the pitch, and that's ball 4. Didn't want to lose him. Pitch count getting up there pretty good for Matt Canarino.
Now batting for the Rebels, number 25, Julian.
Only the second walk by Canarino, Brad, but 2-out base runner now for the Rebels.
These Rebels have been patient with their at-bats. They've battled.
Yeah, he's done a good job so far with Flores, though, the cleanup hitter.
He has struck out twice, has Flores. Absolutely flash sparkle on that final play in the top of the inning. Smashed, speared. Anthony Martin got on the ladder and yanked it down, and that hit on the button by Flores, and No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. Bottom of the fifth for Richland. Play moves to the sixth at Rebel Yard, and we continue. Carroll 1, Richland 1 on CSR TV.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be three things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Hudson Sanchez.
It is Hudson Sanchez, the Dragons shortstop, to lead off the top of the sixth inning in a ball game that is tied 1-1. This Richland Ball Club, 8 wins, 6 losses, and a tie. And Peter erases 4-game start, the 4-game win streak in 7-6A, and you see Richland, a ball club 4-6-1 through non-district play, tournament play. Curveball misses to Sanchez. Hudson rolled out to the shortstop in the first, walked, and was stranded in the third.
Well, this Richland bunch has played a solid game tonight. Solid defense, Brad, has really helped. A couple balls hit hard by the Dragons right at people, but thus far, Richland spot on defensively. Just that one error back in the first inning. Solid baseball since.
Perez to Sanchez, called strike.
5-6-7 coming to plate for the Dragons.
Sanchez, the junior, hitting .333. Won't chase that one that doesn't get there.
Nice job of laying off that pitch down in the dirt. But Hudson Sanchez.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
A slick fielding shortstop for the Dragons.
Ricky Perez kicks, deals fastball on the ground of the shortstop. Adams gloves, fires. And Sanchez retired by his counterpart. Shortstop Colton Adams. Good glove, good throw to J.J. Bott. 6-3 in the scorebook. 1 up and 1 down.
Speaking of sleek fielding shortstops, boy, Colton Adams. Machine over there. Might nickname him the Hoover. Right there on the ground, he just sucks up.
Casey Combs. He has made the mistake of hitting 2 to that sure-handed shortstop Colton Adams, and both times was thrown out.
BD, tonight's broadcast of Carroll Dragon Baseball here on Champion Sports TV is brought to you in part by our friends at Meet You Anywhere Barbecue. Go to Meet Me Anywhere Barbecue in Grapevine for the best barbecue in North Texas, online at meetyouanywhere.com. That's MEAT, the letter U, anywhere.com.
Designated hitter Casey Combs.
Now batting for the Dragons, number 23,
little weak fly out
Drew
to the first
Davis.
baseman. No problem for J.J. Bott. And Drew Davis will stand up with 2 up and 2 very quickly down in the top of the 6th inning.
All Ricky Perez has come into this game and retired the first 6 he's faced.
And none bigger than the first guy he faced, and Eric Cole. Well, that curveball gets away from him on occasion, but that's just effectively wild. 1-0 on Davis. Davis has been up twice and reached twice, both via the base on balls. One count. Drew Davis will take that one for ball 2.
Got to find a way to get on base here and get 2 on base runner for Anthony Martin. Martin, if you remember, hit the ball hard his last time, but right at that shortstop we just spoke about, Colton Adams.
A ball and a strike to Davis. There's the pitch, and that's rifled down the third baseline, foul. And hit well by Drew Davis.
Hit hard, and that would have been a stand-up double easily, because the left fielder, Mr. Wiley, Jordan Wiley, shading him to center field, and boy, just missed.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Mr. Drew Davis. Ricky Perez will step off. Only 2 errors in the ball game. You mentioned the one misplay by the Rebel third baseman early. Davis chases the other by the Dragon third baseman a little later. Boy, 1, 2, 3, and nothing across top 6. A very quiet top of the 6 for Carroll. We head to the home half, inning number 6 at Rebel Yard. We're sitting right on top of the Carroll Dragons 1, the Richland Rebels 1 on CSR TV.
Do you need a boost in exposure? Want to reach local, community-minded folks with information about your business? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games for more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. It's also a way for your business to give back to the community by helping all these well-deserving student athletes get some recognition for their accomplishments. The cost simply can't be beat for the effect it will have. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and best of all, it provides an opportunity for the best advertisement of all, word of mouth. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334, or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Bottom half of the 6th inning here at Rebel Field. Still tied at 1. Matthew Caterino still on the mound for the Dragons. J.J. Vaught comes to the plate for the Rebels. Here's Brad.
Peter, between the starting pitcher Mason Lemming and now Ricky Perez, they have handcuffed the Dragons through 6 innings on only 1 base hit. That's tattooed, and that may be in the gap, giving chase.
Oh, what a play!
Running it down, what a play. It was off of the bat of J.J. Bott and into the glove of Ross Cadena in right center field. What a play by the Dragon right fielder.
BD, he got an outstanding jump on the ball, and with the wind blowing the way it is, it kind of helped it and came back towards him. Leaves his feet, makes a diving grab. That is a huge play for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
We'll put a halo over the hat out there in right field of Ross Cadena.
Star that one.
Here's Jordan Wiley, left fielder for the Rebels. Looks at called strike 1. Wiley has 1 of the 5 Rebel hits. That was in the 4th, reached on a walk and was caught stealing in the 2nd inning. Wiley takes a look at a called strike 2. Vaught really put a charge into that one into right center field.
What a diving catch. Cue up the Sports Center music on that one.
That's on the ground. The shortstop Hudson Sanchez bobbles it and has to take a bite of it as Wiley, with good speed, flies down to first base, reaching on the error. Charge to shortstop Hudson Sanchez on a bouncing ball.
3rd time Wiley's been on base for the Rebels, Brad. And we talked about how good Hudson Sanchez has. Maybe a little wicked hop that time, not able to come up with that one. One out base runner for the Rebels.
Richland catcher Lucas Polanco struck out in the second, reached on an error in the fourth. Dragons guilty of 2 miscues now. Caterino working with the curveball, leaves it down, ball 1.
Bottom half of the 6th inning brought to you by our friends from Nothing But Cake. So yummy, you'll wish it didn't have a hole in it. Stop by their location in the South Lake Town Square, or call 817-416-6228. Nothing But Cakes.
Peter, we're rolling into this thing, and it's getting late, and we got here in a hurry. Bottom of the 6th, 1-1 tie.
I could go for a bunt cake
I
right
could,
about
too.
now.
With the hole in the middle and all of that.
All of it. Throw a ground ball.
Hit in the air, Farrar in right field. Beg your pardon, that's Sedina. Wind blowing it towards the line, and he'll get a bead on it and make the play 2-3 steps into fair territory.
Nice job by Candina. The wind got that one, Brad, and start pulling further and further away, but Russ does a good job. Ball does come down in fair territory.
Now batting for the Rebels, number 2, Evan Love.
He is the designated hitter, Evan Love, with 2 out and a runner on first base, and Jordan Wiley. Wiley tried to steal second, was thrown out in the second.
Nice play by Motley.
Motley blocks, keeps it in front, looks Wiley back at first base. Ball 1 to Evan Love. Love has 1 of the 5 hits for the Rebels.
Both teams leaving men on base, Brad. The Rebels have left 5 themselves. Carroll, I believe, 5 as well.
Caterino to Love, up and away. If you look ahead to the Dragons' 7th inning, it'll be the bottom third of the order. Well, no, I beg your pardon, 8, 9, and 1. Batting for Carroll in the top of the 7th, but with 2 outs, that's a dangerous Wiley at first base, and Evan Love looks at a fastball left wide.
BD, looking ahead, you won't look ahead at this Rebel lineup. You have Love, then you got Adams, and then you got the machine, a.k.a. Trent Clark, in the 3-hole here. You want to get Love here. You don't want to mess with young Trent Clark with men on base. Much rather have him leading off an inning.
3 balls and no strikes to Evan Love. Matt Caterino finds the strike zone right there.
I like to say Matt heard me.
I think he did. Either that or he looked to his left.
Yeah.
Evan Love digging in. Chasing Wiley back to first base.
Remember, Love does have a base hit in the game. One of the 5 Rebel hits against Matt Caterino.
Caterino drives it, swinging. Hanging on to the foul tip for strike 2 is Motley. And now 3 balls, 2 strikes to Love. Would like to come get Evan right here.
Absolutely. The runner will be going with 2 outs. Full count.
And he runs well in Wiley. Swing and a miss, and that's a big strikeout right there to retire the Richland Rebels. No score, leave 1 aboard, and we go to the top of the 7th inning and where we were back in the 1st inning. South Lake Carroll 1 and Richland 1 on CSR TV.
All the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Roll into the final inning of regulation, tied at 1, top 7, 8, 9, and 1 on the Dragon lineup card. First baseman Anthony Martin to lead it off. Ricky Perez continues to work and finds the strike zone to Martin. No balls and 1 strike. Anthony 0 for 2, flew out to center, grounded out to shortstop. The Martin average 333 into tonight's ball game. Carroll, by the way, have won 11. The Dragons only 2 losses. They have both been in succession. That's a called strike. And several here in our section of the bleachers didn't particularly agree with it. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to Martin. Ricky Perez, nice job by the left-hander in relief. Fastball hit on the ground right side. Boy, kind of a looky what I found. Grabbed the backhand from J.J. Vaught, and he'll do it himself. Grounding out to the first baseman, retired Anthony Martin.
8 in a row now for Perez. Brad, and again,
Kevin Kramer.
Shout out to another one of our Dragon sponsors in Heritage Homes, building fine custom homes in South Lake and surrounding communities. Heritage Homes.
What about Ricky Perez? Have you counted the
8?
Thank you. Consecutive Dragons retired. Kevin Kramer will try to break that streak, the senior third baseman. Grounded out to the second baseman and walked in his previous 2 appearances. Should Kramer reach, we'll go to the top of the order to pick up Eric Cole. Good patience there by Kramer.
Need base runners.
Do you ever?
Gotta find a way to get some guys on base and
push somebody over the pay station.
Let this guy pitch from the stretch. He's only done it once, and Eric Cole hit it on the dime, but right at somebody.
That's swatted for a base hit. Nice job by Kevin Kramer. Round the hole between shortstop Adams and third baseman Flores.
That's a huge hit now, because here comes the top of the order, and the guy was so happy he's back in Eric Cole. And Brad, he tattooed one his last time right at the second baseman. Turned into be a beautiful 4-6-3 double play for the Rebels. But
yeah, he hit it with 2 guys on and 1 man out. And it was a bullet, but right at that second sacker, Braden Cook. And nice relay to Adams, and they did retire Eric Cole on the inning-ending double play.
Got hit by Kramer, only the second for the Dragons. They got to build on it.
Perez over the top, fastball low and away. Cole to be followed by Farrar. 1 out, 1 on. Kramer at first base. Perez to Cole. He'll look at ball 2. Good look there by Eric Cole. Up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Brad, we're shielded, but I can see warm-up action down the bullpen for the Dragons. Not quite sure who it is. Might be Ramage.
There's the pitch. That's on the ground. The second baseman Cook to second for 1, on to first, and safe at first base is Cole, but erased at second base. Your lead runner in Kevin Kramer. 4-3 or 4-6 for out number 2.
Good speed that time.
Eric Cole reaching on the fielder's choice.
Good speed that time of Cole getting down the line. And
well, here's Chuck Wells popping out of the dugout, and he's going to have a little conversation with our base umpire.
I think he's going to say that maybe
Kramer got way out of the line,
out of the baseline, and
Cole
we saw that call made the other night, and Coach Hughes wasn't very happy about it, and it doesn't look like we're not going to get the call made here, and Coach Wells isn't very happy. I'm not sure what the home plate umpire is going to do about it. It's not his call.
As you've told me before, he's just trying to pave the way for the next call.
Nice job by the home plate umpire there, said, Coach, what do you want me to do? I'm all the way back here behind the plate. I can't see it. My partner's right on top of it.
Chuck Wells, 8th year head coach, Richland Rebels.
For the Dragons.
Again, a
Number
local
12,
product
Zach
of
Farrar.
Tarrant County, graduate of Fort Worth Castleberry. 8 years, 132 in the win column for the Rebel baseball program.
Holy smokes, the right fielder,
He's
Anthony
just right
Suarez, is back out by the high school.
Yeah.
A little deep. No double defense for the Rebels.
The pitch to Farrar, that's hit in the alley,
gonna
right
fall,
center
buddy.
field. That is down. Cole rounding second. Cole rounding third. He will score, and the Dragons take the 2-1 lead on the RBI double off the barrel of the bat of Zach Farrar.
Well, that one got up in that wind, and the wind helped it. No chance for Suarez, even though he was playing so deep. And I want to tell you something. Over in the Richland dugout, the boiling point has been reached. They really wanted that call, and as it happens, most times you don't get a call, and then Zach Farrar with a huge 2-out double, plating Eric Cole. Dragons in front.
Perez down in the dirt with the initial offering to Cadena. Boy, that is a big old RBI gapper double off the bat of Zach Farrar, and it's Eric Cole stepping on the pay station with the Dragons' second run of the night. Carroll leads at 2-1.
Dragons only with 3 hits. 2 of them belong to Zach Farrar. And Brad, this is going to be one of those coach out to the mound, and this is a dual-purpose visit. I promise you.
Well, explain. Purpose number 1.
Talk to your pitcher.
Number 2.
Vent. Talk to the home plate umpire, and I tell you what, he does a good job, and he doesn't. The home plate umpire knows that's what's going to happen.
Doesn't bite the bait.
Doesn't bite out there, cleans the plate, puts his mask on, and waits.
And
they're going to be
Cadena.
very, very close, very careful with Cadena, but you can't be too careful when you got Motley in the hole over here on deck.
Cadena officially nothing for 2. Hit in the air, left side. The shortstop, Colton Adams, camps under it, and he'll squeeze it, and the Dragons are retired, but not before Carroll scores a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Through 6.5, a new score from Rebel Yard. The Carroll Dragons 2, the Richland Rebels 1 on CSR TV.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Bottom of after the 7th here, the Dragons able to scratch across the run. New pitcher on the bump for the Dragons. I'll tell you all about it. New third baseman. Bring this one home, Mr. Brad.
That third baseman, by the way, is Soren Krug, spelling Kevin Kramer at the hot corner. But the new arm, the left-hander, taking the tune-up tosses for Carroll is junior Trent Allen. And Allen now with 12 2/3 innings pitched. He's even started a couple of games. The one-loss record, well, how about 2 in the win column, nothing in the loss column. He's given up 15 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He's walked 2 while striking out 16, again in 12 2/3 innings. Trent Allen to try to close out the deal for the Dragons, who took that lead, as you mentioned, Peter, 2-1, plating one on an RBI double by Zach Farrar in the top of the 7th inning.
BD, if there was ever a situation you want to get your leadoff hitter, it's right here. You really want to get Colton Adams just because of the fact that Trent Clark is standing on deck for the Rebels.
Adams hitting 9-hole. Little shortstop has been pure excellence in the field. Oh, hit on the ground, base hit right side. Picking on the first pitch. And that is Adams with a base hit. Colton Adams rifles one the other way.
Buddy, that's a huge base hit
Now
for your
batting for the
9-base hitter.
Number 24, Trent Clark.
And here's
that
Trent
does
Clark.
bring up Trent Clark. Dragons have a lead. It's powerless at 2-1. Trent Allen greeted. First pitch he unloads is taken out to right field for a solid base hit by Colton Adams. Here's Trent Clark. He's going to play a lot of baseball beyond high school. 2 for 3 with a run scored thus far. Swinging and fouling this one down the right field line on the ground.
Canarino's numbers, Brad, 6-inning pitch, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 run. It was earned. Nice outing for Matthew Cantorino.
Sure enough. There's Allen, quick move over, but scampering back is Adams.
Always good to have a lefty on the mound now, Brad. Maybe keep those runners a little closer.
Colton Adams, the Rebel runner at first base, decent lead. Allen comes home to Clark. That's hit on a line and in front of, one hop taken by the center fielder Eric Cole. Back-to-back safeties, base hits. First Adams, now Clark. And a couple aboard and nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Good job of Eric Cole there by put maybe a little bit of a false, a fake that he might be able to come up with that. And Brad, a short outing for Trent Allen as the Dragons will make another pitching change here. We'll come back after these words, tell you who the new pitcher is coming into the game for the Dragons. We're tied at 1, first and second. 1 out for the Rebels. Back after these words.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org and let your heart be heard.
Well, Brad, Coach Hughes goes to the bullpen after the back-to-back singles, and a familiar name on the mound here to try to close out this one for the Dragons.
Just a sophomore, Cole Ramage wears number 13. He has been busy here in the front half of this Dragon season. 12 1/3 innings pitched. 1-0 the record, 1 save along the way. Giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 5 while striking out 19. Again, 12-plus innings worked for Cole Ramage, an ERA of 1.13.
PD, let's talk about the situation. Now, first and second, nobody out. Back in the first inning in this situation with a man on first base, Coach Wells had Braden Cook bunting. I will guarantee you that he is bunting here to get the winning run, the go-ahead run over the third base. And the tying run, the third to go ahead over the second.
That first inning, Braden Cook bunt was so good down the third base line, it went for a base hit. Ramage, first pitch, trying to stick it down that same third base line, but leaving this one wide. And strike 1 on the foul ball from Braden Cook. At second base is Colton Adams. At first base is Trent Clark.
And BD, the wheel play was not on that time. Sanchez was not going to cover third.
From the stretch, Cole Ramage. Sophomore right-hander delivers fastball, just missed. 1-1 the count to Cook.
A great eye by Braden Cook. Brad, situation here, you kind of got to watch the base runners because you forget about them. They may take off, and then the bunt would be off.
Here's Ramage. Cook squares. Cook bunts. Down the third baseline. Only play for Ramage is first base. He makes that play. But a nice job on the sac bunt off the bat of Braden Cook. 1-3 for out number 1.
Number 15, Ricky Perez.
To third base goes Colton Adams. To second base, Trent Clark. Adams the tie run, Clark the winning run.
Got to bring the infield in, Brad, with only one out. And Perez on the night, fielder's choice. Line out to the shortstop and a base on balls. Need an Adam ball here on the ground.
Ricky Perez. 1 out, 2 on. Carroll's lead, 2-1.
Walk him, B.
Yeah, give him the intentional walk to load up the bases. Set up a force play everywhere.
Flores, the cleanup hitter.
The Rebels.
Rolling the dice.
Julian Flores.
Flores struck out in the first, did the same in the third, smoked a line drive that was speared by first baseman Martin in his most recent at bat in the 5th inning.
Need that again.
1 out. Bases loaded. Ramage to Flores. On the ground, 1 hop. Drew Davis fires home. Motley with a foot on home plate gets the force out. That rare 4-2 in the scorebook, out number 2. And retired is Adams.
Now batting for the Rebels.
To third base,
11,
Clark. To second base,
Vaught.
Perez. And at first base is Flores.
Boy, no doubt that no waiting by J.J. Flores. First pitch he saw, put it in play. And Drew Davis, Brad, you called him dependable earlier in the game. What a nice job that was, getting the sure out at the plate.
Ramage to work to Vaught. J.J. swinging, missing at the curveball.
That's unfair. Ramage has thrown nothing but curved fastballs. Starts off Vaught with a curveball that fell off the table.
2 down. Dragons trying to hang on to a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the 7th. Ramage from the belt. Fastball down and in. 1-1. J.J. Vaught, if you're curious, nothing for 3. A strikeout in the first. Rolled out to Davis at second base in the 4th. And, did reach last try. I beg your pardon. Flew out to Sedina. There's a ball hit. That's going to bring down. Sedina picks it up, throws it home. Winning run on the way. Diving safe. Richland wins it on a 2 RBI game-ending double off the bat of J.J. Vaught.
What a great job by the right fielder, Cadena, who comes up throwing partner. Ball a little bit up the line, and by the time that Motley makes the catch, turns around, and the runner Perez scores before the tag, and surprise, surprise, Richland, a 3-2 victory.
And the Rebels raise their District 7 6A mark down to 5-0. And overall now 9 wins against the 6 losses in a tournament tie. And Carroll, well, the Dragons now 11-3 overall. The losing streak at 3, all in district competition. Carroll all of a sudden nothing for 3 in District 7 5A. Well, what a good baseball game, and just answering the call with a little show us what you got stretch run down this stretch drive in the bottom of the 7th. And Richland wins it at home over Carroll by a final of 3-2. We come back and wrap this one up on CSR TV after the timeout.
Podcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Along with Pete Nielsen, Brad Denton, thanks for joining us postgame from Rebel Yard. And Richland sends them home happy. A healthy house here. An exhilarating win for homestanding Richland by a final count of 3-2 over the Carroll Dragons. Richland does it by plating a pair in the bottom of the 7th. That after we saw this ball game, Pete Nielsen, each team scratched a run across in the first inning. Then 5 consecutive innings of zeros traded by the Dragons and the Rebels. Top of the 7th, hey, Carroll gets a great big hit from Zach Farrar. pushes across Eric Cole with the go-ahead run. 2-1 to the bottom of the 7th. Here comes Richland. They pick on reliever Trent Allen and 2 reach base there. Then they bring in the sophomore, does Larry Hughes, and the Dragons, Cole Ramage, and he pitches rather handsomely, but they get loaded on him, and he makes a mistake, evidently, to one J.J. Bott. Little up on it, and Bott turns on it and sends it scorching into right field. Nice play by Ross Cadena out there. You mentioned a bullet thrown home, but sliding in ahead with the winning run was Ricky Perez, the guy who will be credited with as the winning pitcher in this ballgame. He was brilliant in relief.
Outstanding job of the Rebels coming back after giving up that run. And Brad, this Richland Rebel team's for real. And the thing that I noted, I spotted as the Dragons walk out of here today, a lot of looks of disbelief on their face right here. Who would ever thought that this Southlake Carroll baseball team, Dragon team, would be starting district play at 0-3? But give credit to Richland. They played hard tonight, made the plays defensively. You mentioned Perez came in. They couldn't do, did a great job. But give the Dragons credit, too. They battled, and, boy, Cole Ramage came in a tough situation, second and third, nobody out, walks a guy. They get an out. They get another out with the ground ball, but J.J. Vaught does a nice job, buddy, of a pitch that was up a little bit in the zone outside, trying not to do too much with it. Drops it in front of the right fielder, Candina. And, boy, Brad, what a great throw he made, just a little bit up the line. And Motley went to turn and was just a fraction too late. Clearly safe, and Richland a winner tonight.
By a final of 3-2, second consecutive 3-2 loss for Larry Hughes and his Dragon program. They got to reboot and do this thing again. They will host this Richland team on Friday night as District 7 5A baseball will continue. But, again, like you say, credit to Richland. Come out here in the throwback off-white uniforms and get it done.
And a good shout-out to Matthew Canarino, too. A great job. 6-inning pitch, 5 hits, only the 1 earned run, Brad. He pitched his heart out. Possibly not his best stuff tonight, but battled and kept his team into the game. Would have been the winning pitcher, too. They got a run for him in the top of the 7th. Unfortunately, the loss will go to Trent Allen. He goes to 2-1 on the season. We'll be back at it again on Friday night over at Dragon Field.
Final total board from Rebel Yard for Carroll. 2 runs on 3 Dragon hits. Southlake Carroll commits 2 errors, leaving 8 on base. Richland's Rebels tally 3 total runs on 7 hits, 1 Rebel error, and 7 Richland ball players left on base. For Pete Nielsen, I'm Brad Denton. Our cameraman is Trent Landry. Tonight's broadcast of Carroll Dragon Baseball on Champion Sports Radio has been brought to you by our season sponsor, of course, Meet You Anywhere Barbecue, by our game sponsors, Alcorp Marketing, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Heritage Home, and by Priority Signs and Graphics, and our inning sponsors, which include Jeff Irwin, State Insurance Company, State Farm Insurance Company, I beg your pardon, the Heineman family, Speedy B Car Wash, Around the Plate Sports, Aruzzo's Italian Street Food, and SportsMed Chiropractic, along with Classic Silks and Accents, and the Paragon Design Group. For Pete Nielsen, Brad Denton, reminding you Carroll Dragon Baseball is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio on Twitter at Champion Sports, Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and of course online at ChampionSportsRadio.com. For a final time, our final score from North Richland Hills, homestanding Richland, the Rebels defeating the Southlake Carroll Dragons by a final count of 3-2. Until next time, so long, everybody.